What is up, Black Hive? It is Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. We are in our second day of week 4 of our quarantine. Hopefully this is all gonna be lifted up. Beaches are open, everything's looking up. We are having fun times, rucking, doing WODs at people's houses, etc. And hopefully you guys are too. Today we're doing a strength and skill 5-5-4-4-3 thrusters every 2 minutes on the minute. If you don't have a barbell, we can always use dumbbells. We can always use sandbags, trying to add a little bit of weight. Whatever you got there at your disposal, trying to make that happen. What we recommend, if you do have a barbell or dumbbells, start out about 50% of your 1 rep max thruster. You don't know what that is? Kind of think in terms of what that would feel like. Super heavy from that front squat into that push press. So starting out somewhere around 50%, moving on to your next set of 5 at 60%, increasing 10% for your next set of 4 to 70%, and then 80, and then 90 for your last set of 3 thrusters, building every 2 minutes on the minute. Make sure you're trying not to drop too hard into the bottom. Try and keep that muscle engaged in those legs by stopping with the hip crease just below the knee, and then jumping out of that front squat into that push press. So really use that hip thrust from the squat to start moving that barbell up before you're actually pressing out into the locked out position. So really focus on engaging the muscle, not just dropping it like it's hot into the bottom. Once we're done with that, we're rolling into 7 rounds for time. 200-meter run, 5 power snatch, 95 and 65. 7 rounds. These are gonna be short rounds. Hopefully this run is going to take us somewhere between 45 and a minute and 15 seconds. So should be pretty quick. If you're taking any longer than a minute 15 for this 200, really want to think in terms of maybe getting back to 150, maybe 100 meters, but this should be a sprint. Very, very fast. Hard out, hard in, right to this barbell. It's only 5 snatches, 95 and 65. Definitely unbroken, all 7 rounds. If you're resting after rep 3 of round 2, let's take some weight off, maybe 85 for the men, 75 for the men, maybe drop it back to 55 or 45 for our females to make sure that this is still a sprint and this is still a sprint, unbroken. Power snatch, keeping that hip crease above the knee, making sure we're bringing it back to the ground each time after we hit that locked out position. Focus on form, but this is a fast sprint. Heart rate should be through the roof all 7 rounds. We're doing the Black Hive at home WOD. We have that same 7 rounds, 200-meter run, weighted tuck jump. So we're gonna do 10 weighted tuck jumps, big jump, getting those knees as high as we can get them into the chest. If you have a weighted vest, 14 and 20-pound weighted vest, you could hold a plate while doing those tuck jumps or an odd object. Anything you got there that's gonna equate to somewhere around 20 pounds. Make sure you're getting a high jump. And again, no rest in between. If that weight is a little bit too much, just don't use any weight. If that's not enough for you, we got our Black Hive built. 15 squat cleans, 135, 95. Going into a 500-meter row. 12 squat cleans. So we're moving down in reps, moving up in weight. 155 and 105. 500-meter row, 9 squat cleans. Less reps, more weight. 185, 125. Back into a 3rd and final 500-meter row, 4 times. So guys, if 15 squat cleans at 135 is not something accomplishable being unbroken, let's again think unbroken mentality with these particular rep schemes. So we should be touch and go with these things for all 15, especially fresh out of the gate. With those squat cleans, getting that hip crease just below the knee, stopping at that point, not just bouncing out of the bottom each time with that 135. So maybe go 115, 95, but make sure that they are unbroken. 500-meter row. We want that 500-meter row to be somewhere between the 1.5 minute to 2 minute range. So if you're above that 2 minute range, maybe go 400 meters. Let's try and keep it under 2 minutes so we can keep our heart rate up, and then getting again unbroken 12 squat cleans, 155, 105. Maybe that looks like 125, 135 for the men, and 95, 85, 75 for the women. Back again to about 2 minutes of rowing at most for this 500. Heart rate should be jacked up, pretty engaged with that. If, again, you're over 2 minutes on that 500, back down the row meters and then get back to your barbell for 9 unbroken squat cleans. We got 85 and 125. That being said, again, make sure if we can't hit those unbroken touch and go with that weight, which is gonna be pretty tough, let's maybe think in terms of 135, 145, 155, so that we can keep that barbell in our hands. Back to that 500-meter row. Again, all 3 of these 500-meter rows, we want under 2 minutes for the row for each one of those 5 minutes. I can't wait to do this one. This is my jam. Obviously, we all know sprinting and power snatches are a lot of fun. These should be pretty awesome to knock out. Can't wait to see you guys' scores on the scoreboard. Can't wait to get mine up there as well.